Hi there and welcome to Aqurus Solutions. My name is Samantha Niton DeForge, and in today's video we're going to go over the top 5 key business benefits of being able to have an inventory management solution like Acumatica. We're going to start with having secure access as well as from anywhere access, moving on to improving your customer satisfaction, managing your costs better, speeding up data entry and minimize your errors, and of course accelerate your decision-making process. We're going to be going through a little bit of product demo and we'll be able to show you the value that the Acumatica solution can bring. Okay, so let's start with business benefit 1, being able to securely access your information from anywhere. Initially, as I always mention, the mobility and flexibility of Acumatica is probably one of its most valued features. Being able to hit a web page and access your information with a username and password makes accessing your data seamless. However, you can also access your information through the Acumatica app from your phone, and everything that you're going to see today could be transactions that be fulfilled on your mobile device as well. No requirements for VPNs or RDPs, it's just what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and log in, and let's move on to business benefit 2, improving your customer satisfaction. Every business will naturally want to do this and strives towards the same goal. Let's say for this demonstration, I'm a distribution company and I'm a warehouse manager. At this point, I can see all of the information here, some orders to ship, late orders, late shipments, some goods to put away, and my on-time shipping ratio. These are all tiles that are defined based on your preferences. This isn't an extensive customization, but it is based on, role, department, it can be company-wide. It really depends on what information you want to see. But if I go to the shipping clerk, I'll see that there's different information being displayed here. All of this data that's in a hyperlink is something that I'm able to quickly drill down into, where I can see everything at a quick glance and be able to process orders directly from here. Improving your customer satisfaction is the goal. Knowing what dates things were requested on, and the quick process feature, for instance, allows for you to streamline operations in one step. What the quick process will do is essentially create a shipment, confirm the shipment, update the inventory, prepare the invoice, as well as email the invoice because it's throwing me a warning saying I need to do this. So as soon as I check that, it's going to consolidate all of these things into one step. So now it's processing the actual sales order, and it will be able to actually provide me with the AR invoice reference codes, so I'm able to actually drill down into the documents immediately. So here we can see that the shipment's been created, the inventory document is listed here, and this is the invoice number for this particular customer. Being able to also search invoices at a higher level will allow for you to actually visualize and access data quickly. So if I type in AR, we can see that the system is actively searching throughout the system. So if I wanted to type in 7737 even to bring that invoice up, it'll do that under the transactions profiles. So really being able to provide your customers with accurate information quickly. Benefit 3, managing your costs better. Accurately being able to track, let's say, your costs of goods sold, your inventory holding costs, and even being able to create general ledger entries directly from inventory transactions. So let's just take a look at the inventory module. Here we can see a nice quick menu. I can expand it and I can see the full menu here. Acumatica naturally has many, probably a couple hundred reports native to the system, but if I wanted to, let's say, know my inventory balances for a specific item class in a warehouse, I can do so by using this report. So let's say I want to know my inventory class as toys in this wholesale warehouse. I can save this as a template if this is something I run constantly, but I'll be able to run this report and it'll give me all the information that I'm looking for. Managing your costs, whether you be a distributor, a service company, a manufacturer, you all have different requirements, but reporting and having real-time information gives you accurate reporting, which also sort of ties into our last point about being able to make decision-making easy. We'll cover that off here in a couple of minutes. So having information that's accurate and real-time available to you gives you the ability to manage your costs better and track specifics that are relevant to your business and being able to be proactive about it as well. Let's start with key benefit number 4, speeding up your data entry to minimize errors. This is going to be a little bit more time here, but Acumatica allows you to save time with quick searching abilities where the system can filter information quickly and reduce errors by specifying default accounts that are just automatically defined when you do certain transactions, like sub-accounts, accounts, lot and serial tracking, valuation methods such as FIFO, moving average, standard costing. That's all deployed during implementation. It's not something you have to constantly do. So let's go ahead and use a sales order as an example. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new sales order by hitting the plus sign. I'm going to specify a customer, and I'm going to say these active staffing people, and I'm going to say that they need Lego. As soon as I start typing LE, the system, you can see, is auto-filtering anything in the item ID or the item description that has Lego or LE. As soon as I filter off more and tab off, it's going to automatically default the warehouse, and I'll enter a quantity of 20. I can update the price if that's something that I'd like to do, and at this point I'm going to save the order, and I could naturally do the quick process from here, but I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to mark this as a PO. So essentially I'll have the ability to create a purchase order for this Lego from the preferred vendor, which is automatically saved. It can be overwritten if needed, and it's going to allocate that inventory of these Lego pieces upon receipt directly to this order. If we wanted to get a little bit more creative, we can use the dropship functionality. So when I save this and I go into actions to create a purchase order, I'll be able to see that this is now a dropship Lego order for this particular customer that's going to actually dropship. So that's really great. The next, I'm going to mention 2 additional great features as well, which is really going to hit close to home for the purchasers out there, which is 2 common problems that they naturally have. Updating vendor pricing every few months or a couple times a year when that happens, or they happen to know the vendor codes better than their own internally. So there are a couple resolutions, so let's start with updating vendor prices. If I go into the payables module, I'm going to go into my vendor prices workspace and specify a vendor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify a specific vendor. I'm going to use these guys, and I can see here that they have a variety of different items. These are the items that they've sent that they've updated, and these tend to be hundreds and hundreds of pages long. In this case, I'd probably update them manually. But I've gone ahead and created the worksheet, and at this point, what I would do is actually export this to Excel, make the changes in a bulk level and a mass level, or actually just use their worksheet. And what I would do then is load the records from file. Once I load the records from file, I'd be able to apply this and it will be applied to the system. Additionally, let's say it's just a promotional feature. If you specify the promotional button, you'll be able to add an expiration date that once that expiration date is reached and that threshold is completed, the prices will revert back to normal. So something really great for purchasers instead of having to manually go ahead and update everything. So I'm going to go ahead and now create something I'm going to create a purchase order because I need to order more Legos because I'm selling them like hotcakes. As a purchaser, I'm going to say that the preferred vendor for this is this vendor. And I happen to know the vendor ID code, so instead of having to spend 15 minutes or so to find that code, I know that the vendor ID for this particular Lego item is 12345 at this vendor's site. However, when I type that in, the system says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Once I tab out of this, the system will automatically default the appropriate inventory ID, where I can now specify that I need to order 500 Legos because everyone loves Lego. And I can then fulfill the order continually as we go on. And of course, last but not least, running a solution like Acumatica allows for better decision making. All of these components combined together, whether you be a manufacturer, whether you're a distributor, whether you're a service company, having real-time information and the ability to even see historic information for risks and trend analysis, is a great foundation to use for the future requirements, where you can predict higher demand seasons, for instance. It's all about that proactive versus reactive mentality and having a complete 360-degree view to know where your business is at all times and making sure and using it as an optimization tool, for instance, to even reduce inventory that doesn't happen to be moving a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you have any questions, as always, reach out. Thanks.